For years, women have been told the key to building wealth is confidence, to take more risks and lean into investing. But a new study from HSBC in partnership with Ipsos and Know Your Value suggests the issue may not be confidence at all. The research, based on a survey of more than 2,000 investors with over $100,000 in assets, finds many women already deeply engaged in their financial futures, thinking about everything from caregiving to longevity to building generational wealth. Yet, less than half say they feel supported by their financial institutions or advisors. The study calls that disconnect the fluency gap. Raquel Oden is still with us. She's the head of wealth and private banking at HSBC Bank USA. And here for the conversation, MS Now contributor and vice chair of the 3050 Summit, Huma Abedin. So let's talk about this because I think there's some surprising findings here. First of all, tell us more. Explain the fluency gap and how that impacts women's decisions.
Absolutely. So I think where we are at a historic moment for women as we think about the global wealth that we will control. So in the next decade, women will control over $113 trillion in assets. That's 45% of the global wealth. So that is the good news.
Right.
The additional news that's important about this, too, though, and you talk about the fluency, is the fact that women have made strong progress. And I'm going to change the words from literacy to fluency, because that's what this report is about. That's what women need at this point. They've received the knowledge, they understand finances, they are engaged. So knowledge is step one. Second piece of where we're moving into now, which is the opportunity, is the fluency. And fluency very specifically means knowing what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and for the markets and advisors to give advice for women based on where they are in their life cycles. We're complex in the fact of how we invest and what we focus on. So advisors just have to be in tune with what women need, especially since we will control 45% of global wealth.
Well, Raquel, speaking of life cycles, it struck me in the report how many women are thinking about generational wealth and financial responsibility for others. So how does that shape how women should approach money?
Absolutely. So I don't think there's a difference between men and women, none right or wrong. So what you've just referenced is about 45% of women are focused on their wealth for their children and others, not on themselves. Men, it's about 33%. So that statistical difference really means when you're advising women, you have to account for their children, their grandchildren, their aging parents, their longevity. We live longer. And very importantly, very focused on philanthropic giving. That's at the core of the core tenets of what is important to women. And at 43% importance of giving locally to community is also part of their plan.
It's about meeting women where they are, as opposed to how men think. Our research also shows priorities shift dramatically from building careers and families to caring for aging parents and planning for retirement. What are financial institutions getting right in how they serve women, and what are they getting wrong?
Absolutely. So I think what the importance of this research, which is called the Financial Glow Up, by the way, and we'll get to how we're going to glow up.
I love the name.
But the intent of that is to really make sure financial institution as well as our advisors understand the need of women. And I think the key to that, we talk about it, is you also have to count for periods where we're going to be in and out of market. Our economics will change. For example, caregiving. Caregiving is a huge important factor for women in their plans, but 60% of women tend to be the caregivers for their parents or in-laws or grandparents. So the importance of that, as well as childbearing age, right, when they're taking time off potentially for children. So all of these factors definitely impact wealth for women, but if there's a plan around that, it's actually empowering. And I think what the intent of all this is really trying to get people to understand is we will control 45% of global wealth. Very important that we move from literacy to fluency, which we are. And I want to be super clear. Gen Z, millennials, I mean, quite honestly, at the highest levels we've ever seen. That's the great news of that. We now need to move from knowledge to knowing what to do, how to do it, and that's where the fluency piece comes in.
Well, I love how you use the word financial glow up. In real terms, particularly for young women thinking about their financial security, what does that mean?
So for what's really clear, what's wonderful about the study, we'll show you what the focus is for 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, and 60-year-olds. And I'm being specific like that because through the different life stages, women's need for advice changes. And that's another uniqueness to women when you're providing advice. So in their 20s, their primary focus is preparing for children, preparing for a big purchase, and then very importantly, focusing on career and what they call accumulating wealth, right? And that's very different than a woman in their 40s and 50s. Now you have caregiving, you've got longevity, you've got marriage, you've got divorce, you've gotten, very importantly, now the opportunity to worry about community. It's the idea of being very specific to the audience, but importantly, let's remind everybody, doesn't change anything we talk about from the markets. It's diversification, it's active management, but allow it to be unique to women that when you are actually giving us advice, you understand what we need.
Head of Wealth and Private Banking at HSBC USA, Raquel Oden. Thank you very much, Vice Chair of the Forbes and Know Your Value 3050 Summit, which we will have.
We will.
Huma Abedin, thank you as well. And still ahead, Iran's new supreme leader gave his first statement just moments ago. We're going to go through exactly what he said next on Morning Joe.